Welcome back to Celebrity Scandals with your host, Lily Douglas.
And Breely Bunker.
And today we're going to be talking about the Olemiss versus Georgia game, which was a big change in SEC history.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, everybody was kind of thinking that Georgia was going to win. And even Ole Miss fans were like, it's going to be fun. I know we're not going to win, but it'll still be fun, all this. But it was crazy, like, everything leading up to it. Because in the Grove, people were already, it was already packed. Parking was gone. People were struggling for places to find to sleep because it was so packed.
So I've been to many Ole Miss games in my life. I mean, I've grown up as an Ole Miss fan. And I'll say out of every single game I've ever been to in the Grove, this one was probably the most packed.
It was definitely a crazy turnout, to say the least.
So I went down Friday night with a few girls. And it was kind of funny because it was like you saw all these people that were like from different colleges. Like I saw so many State fans there. So many girls I knew from State were there. I was like, it was just kind of crazy. I saw Georgia fans. I saw obviously Ole Miss fans. And just all these other colleges that were there because it's such a big game.
I will say I did see a lot of Tennessee and Alabama and Arkansas people. Just everybody from colleges, like other colleges around are there because it's such a good game and like they want to see some good competition because this game definitely changed the outlook on Ole Miss. With Georgia being number 3, because Georgia's really good, and people were storming the field because it was such an unbelievable win.
Yeah, so I went into the game, and I'll say, I mean, this game was nerve-breaking. It was the first play, our quarterback, Jackson Dart, got hurt. And for him to go out, and like normally when like a player gets hurt, they set up the tent for players that get hurt. And so he went into that tent, and I was like, oh my gosh, like the game's already over. And so in the first play, they got a lot of rushing yards on us. And so then they got a touchdown not many minutes later, and I was like, oh my gosh, like they already got a touchdown. Like what's happening here? Well, then after that, that was the only other touchdown they got that whole game. And Jackson Dart came back into the game, and it was all good, which our replacement for Jackson Dart actually did really good. He got a touchdown for us, and that was really good. This game was just wild, to say the least.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I was in the Grove. I wasn't even in the game. I was still tailgating in the Grove, and everybody, like, all of a sudden it would be quiet, and then it would be like, rah, like everybody's going crazy in the Grove because everybody's watching it on their TVs. Because tickets were expensive. Like, this was such a good game. They would sell tickets for, what, like $200?
Yeah, 200, 300.
It's crazy.
It was a packed game. They said there was around 63,000 people there. So, after the game, when the game was getting closer to ending, fans already started, like, getting near the outside, like, ready to rush the field. Like, they knew everyone was rushing the field. Like, I think the security guards, like, gave up because they were like, this is such a big game, like, whatever.
It's like, please do not rush the field.
Yeah. They were like, we ask you nicely, please do not rush the field. Obviously, no one listens to that. So, getting closer to the end of the game, there was, like, 16 seconds left. Well, Ole Miss got the ball, and so all fans thought the game was over, and they decided to rush the field. And fun fact, the game was not over, so then they had to kick all the fans off and play the rest of the game, which in my opinion is so stupid because there was no way that they were coming back.
Oh, yeah, absolutely not.
I was one of the people who rushed the field, not at the wrong time, but I rushed it the second time when the game was over. And it was so fun, like rushing the field, like seeing everyone like jumping with excitement, and there were many football players on there. I met a few. It was just such a cool experience.
They didn't only just rush the field. They tore down the goalpost. They brought the goalpost all throughout everywhere. Like, it was crazy.
Well, what's something even crazier is when they were taking the goalpost, they almost threw it over the side of the stadium, which was, everyone was like, what are they doing? What are they doing? What are they doing? And then they looked over the side, and there's like, oh, there's people, like there would have been, and they decided not to do it, which is really good because I was very scared that they were going to do it.
I always am shocked how, like, nobody gets hit whenever the goalpost falls.
And I was thinking about it, too, like, all these videos of, like, people, like, being on the goalpost when it falls. Like, I'm like, how do they, like, land? Like, that's such, like, people's legs were, like, the goalpost was in between their legs. I'm like, that just does not sound very good.
I feel like that would, like, break a leg.
Yeah, not a very good experience, I would say. But I don't think many of them even care. But the game overall was just so fun, and it was such a cool experience to see. And I'm so glad the way it turned out since I'm an Ole Miss fan because I didn't have very much hope for us. But I'm really glad that it turned out the way it did.
Me too. And I'm not even as much as an Ole Miss fan as Lily.
Well, that wraps it up for us on Celebrity Scandals, and we hope y'all enjoy. And hotty toddy.
Bye.